think the reason why Jo Jeeta connects over through generations is क्योंकि ये कहानी हर जो anybody who's growing up feels the same thing, you know, how to find himself, how to prove himself, you know. So ये obviously that's common, you know, so it's not going to get outdated, that feeling. और शायद इसकी recognition मुझे release में इतनी नहीं दिखी जितना बाद में दिखी. 10 years later, I felt that the audience was really connecting with the film. You know, when it released and went away. It was okay.
Farah, what did you make Akshay Kumar do during the audition?
But he had a scene.
Silence, everyone.
There was a scene written for the audition where they are playing volleyball or they are playing basketball. There was a ball involved, I know. And Akshay was doing strange things with that ball also.
And Mansoor sir, what did you reject it?
Because he was doing strange things with the ball.
I'm so glad Farah is my sister.
Yeah, of course, he recollects. In fact, he always tells me, and he says, but then he went on to be a leading man and he got a. It worked out all right for him. So yes, but he does remember it very vividly. I was just telling Mansoor, if he's ever going to remake it, I'm calling dibs on it first. But I think some movies, I don't know how to better Jo Jeet Wohi Sikander, because these movies happen and I know how grueling the cycling was. You'll have to really be much...
Just to share with you, I get nightmares of Jo Jeeta every 2 weeks. Actually, I'm not Jo Jeeta, but of shooting.
Really? Yeah.
So I'm not.
I know
lying.
everyone tells Mansoor to come back, but let me tell you, he looks much happier than what I saw him in. I worked with him in Josh also. We did some songs together, and that was a fine movie too. But he just looks a happier person now.
That you should ask Aamir. He refused to play that role. That's his choice. I mean, I saw that as the perfect casting. But Aamir wanted to change his image also. He'd already gone through that, and he no longer wanted to play the lover boy, romantic guy. And that is one reason. And the second reason is that the character of Max is a very charismatic character. So everybody wanted to play Max. In fact, when I called and I met Kajol to play Shah Rukh's sister, and I narrated the story, and then she got up after listening to it and she was walking out. I said, Kajol, so are you doing the film? She said, I want to play Max. So that was the kind of character. Max was such an enigmatic character that Aamir would never let Shah Rukh play it and be opposite him.
So sir, is it also true that Aamir was a bit upset when Jo Jeet Wohi Sikander didn't win any awards and Beta won awards instead of that?
Yes, he was.
So how upsetting was that? And
I was in America actually, because I wasn't upset at all.
He was, no?
My question is, don't you think Jo Jeet Wohi Sikander deserved an award at that time? I mean, to be very honest, and Aamir didn't award.
See, I can't say that myself, but I can certainly tell you an episode that happened at that point of time. And after the awards were finished, and Jo Jeeta got best film and best editing, but it didn't get the others, which Aamir felt.
The best actor.
Yeah, I believe. So you can verify with Aamir on this that Kamala Hassan was there at the thing, and you have the card with everything written on it, and he had written his choices of best film, best director, best actor, and he had ticked Jo Jeeta in many categories. So I guess that was the sentiment.
We didn't expect that question to be so big. As far as the first part was concerned, I thought my story ended with Bahubali being declared as the king and not Ballal Deva. And just as an end, I thought it would be poetic to show that. But I didn't think it to be a very cliffhanger end, and such a big. It would happen such a big thing. I didn't really expect that.
So when the first part came out, there was a lot of nervousness because we didn't know this film itself was so unprecedented in terms of the genre. So we didn't know what to expect when the film came out. But now it's like bonus. It's all the love is just overflowing now, and the audience has responded with so much of affection, and they love the characters. They love Bahubali, they love Ballal Deva, Devasena, Avantika. So that kind of love that we've got from the audience, I think that's just made us really, really positive. And we're also kind of excited to see ourselves on screen. Okay, how are we going to look in the second part? It's very exciting, and Sir's visuals are always beyond any of our imagination or expectations. So I'm sure that it'll be much better and bigger in the second part.
Definitely excited, and like how he said, once we're close to the release, that's when the nervousness sets in. But Bahubali 1 doing so well has been quite a encouragement for all of us, and that's encouraged and taken up the excitement levels higher.
Yeah, like we are very excited, but there's like always nervousness because, as you said, like people are expecting so much. So I have both now started, I think.
Yeah, the gap will keep reducing, but you can't reach into all industries with all kinds of films. You are able to break into the Hindi film industry because of Bahubali, not because of Rajamouli or anything like that. Only when you have such a wide accepted, wide reached film that you can break the barriers. Otherwise, you definitely need stars in those industries to reach into the wider audience.
Okay. On one hand, the role of your son is played by Prabhas. The role of your lover is also played by Prabhas. So how difficult is it romancing him, mothering him? Which is the role that you?
You all have seen the son. We'll see in part 2. In part 2, we'll see what role I play with him. That's.
Oh, okay. But is it difficult switching over?
Switching over, it's like it's a story. I have it's every scene, everything is guided very well from the director. So I think it makes it so much more easier. I think we should talk about this once the part 2 releases.
Actually, इनसे पूछ लीजिए पहले. इनकी तो पूरी फिल्म हुई है, मेरा तो छोटा पार्ट है. इनसे पूछिए आप. Prabhas, the comparison between the first part and the second part, the difficulties.
Second part is comparatively much more easier than the first part because in the first part we had confidence, but we were not sure what's going to happen, how the people are going to receive, and all that. We didn't know. It was, of course, we had confidence in the subject, but we still don't know. After the film release, it becomes such a humongous hit, and you know the people have accepted the characters and the story. So shooting of the second part was relatively easy, even though the action sequences were much more intense. But shooting is much more easy.
मैं कहूँगी that the second part is going to be bigger, better, and I'm sure. मतलब मैंने कुछ भी footage नहीं देखा इस फिल्म का, but as a fan of Rajamouli sir's work, I'll say that he never disappoints his audience. So I'm so sure that the second part will be bigger and better.
We didn't join hands with Ajay sir for Makki. No, he was good enough to come and say some few good words about Makki during the audio release or the promotional activities. It was just a goodwill gesture.
Okay.
Whereas for Bahubali, we teamed up with Karan Johar. He came on board as a promoter and he's a part producer of the Hindi version of the film. So the Ajay sir was never a part of it. It was just a goodwill gesture.
So
I got some good offers, but at present I'm doing my own production, 2 of my own production films, home production films.
that's Telugu, right?
That is like bilingual, Tamil and Telugu.
But what were the other offers from Hindi?
That I can't tell you, but I got some good
But was
offers.
it one from YRF?
No, not that.